Friends, today's NRI Samai program from Los Angeles brought to you commercial free by listeners like you. Your generous donations make possible for us to stay commercial free, and today's show is pre-recorded. If you have a question for the guest, please send an email to nrisamai@gmail.com. We will follow up with the guest and find the answer for you. Thank you for your support.
Good morning, listeners. Today we have Elango Rangasamy ji, an IIT graduate, a scientist, and a lucrative career at Oil India. That was a long back, almost 32 years back. But that lucrative career did not stop Elango to go back to his village, Kuthambakkam in Tamil Nadu. And he believed in Panchayat is the right tool for village development. So he contested in elections and delivered I vote we govern model. So he empowered the people and he brought the inclusive growth to the village and he made that entire village a sustainable village. And today we are happy to interview Mr. Elango on our NRI Summit. Welcome to our show, sir.
Nice, sir.
Elango ji, I mean, you had a very lucrative career, right, in Oil India. So what made you to return to the village and, take part in this Panchayat system? I mean, what was going on in your mind at that time? Why did you return?
No, here, in fact, it's many people, they ask this type of questions. Actually, there's no question of returning. And you are part and parcel of the village. You born and you've grown there. You've seen the difficulties. You yourself underwent the difficulties. So the education, just by getting a graduation in engineering, it doesn't mean that you are surely or certainly go out of the village. But this is a wrong concept. People have understood that once you pass a good education, whatever, then you have to go out and earn. I feel the education anyone gets, it is to empower himself. He is getting empowered. With this empowerment, he can do anything. You can go for a job, or you can work for his village, or you can work for community, you can work for the nation. So that sort of idea in the beginning itself I had. So that's why I never felt that I'm coming back by leaving a lucrative job or anything. So while growing itself, by getting engineering or by getting knowledge and exposure, I was the great desire was increasing in my mind. How can I use this for this village, my village or whatever? And another interesting thing is it is not only my village. Villages are needed this sort of intervention. So since there is a huge need, and I never felt that somehow I have even given up something and sacrificed and come back. This type of feeling I never felt.
That's very true, Elango ji. So, so you actually got into this elections, campaigning, and you took the political route, right, to serve the village and after the education. It is like kind of a little uncommon for the people to get into this political route. So, when people want to serve, either they try to get into NGOs or they try to get into industries and get into those routes. But what made you to choose this specific Panchayat route? Because this is one incredible initiation, like getting into the politics and believing that Panchayat system can change the entire village model. So how did you get into it?
Yeah, the interesting thing is the Panchayat is a political model, political system, of course, but there is a lot of difference between the other political systems like state politics or the country politics. But the Panchayat is a village level politics. And the village level politics means village, already the community is there. Maybe a lot of issues are with the communities, but village is a small one. And it's only just you can cover within your cycle, you can cover, or by walk you can cover. Anything you can talk to people, even if you take a 1 month time or even 15 days time, you can completely cover the whole village. This sort of proximity is there. So though it is constitutionally a political system, Panchayat, but it has got its own meaning. It doesn't. You can't compare this simple politics with with other states and state politics or central politics or whatever. So it's a community dynamics. There is a lot of community involvement is there, but unfortunately, this is since it's a electoral system, it is termed as politics, and it's also showing its color of politics. It's all the politics dirty thing also reflected in the village level elections, but only elections. After that, if anyone wants, he can go and talk to people, and talk to community, talk to groups. So that is the real strength of decentralization. That's why those days it was that time people used to talk, it was the era of decentralization. Decentralize the power, go to community. It may be even rural or even urban. Let us decentralize. Small areas, let the elected persons be there. The system will go and address the people, sit with the community, getting the people to participate in the political system. All these dynamics are very well available with the panchayat. That's why anyone who wants to really make a big change in this country, he has to go to the grassroots. And by changing the grassroots, well, it's one village, like let it 10 village, 20 village like that, maybe in 10 or 15 years or 20 years time, there is a possibility of bringing the change in the bottom.
So, how receptive the village was to your ideas? Because, I mean, as you were mentioning, it was the era of decentralization of the power and empowering the panchayats through Gram Sabha and all these models. So, how receptive the village was, and like, was that difficult at the time to bring more awareness about these kind of systems, or it was like a smooth ride?
Interesting. Again, the truth is there is no question of receptive, because you are part and parcel of the community. Already you are having closer relations with at least 60-70% of the people. So rest of the 30% people, they may be a little opposite to you, maybe due to the election reasons, due to some political reasons. But if you are openly going and sitting and approaching them, there is a possibility of talking. After all, the fellow who contested against me, he is a known person. He may be my relative, or he may be my distant relative. He may be a known person to my family. So even through my father, I may not be able to directly approach that opposition guy. At least my father may be having a good relation with him. So there's no question of receptive. In fact, people will hear, because you are already you are in the system, and any new things when you are bringing, when people naturally they have the common sense to understand. Yes, this is a long felt need, So if you are doing, wonderful. That's what they say. Any totally new anything you say, maybe there may be doubt. They may not even revolt. There may be doubt. They may say, let us see, but we don't believe. Let us see, like that. So that is the positive, sign of Gram Sabha and villages, because it's your own community. You are not new to the people. If somebody is coming from outside, IITian, returned from America, he is going and starting his politics in a village where he is not known to that place. So there the question of reception and all these things will be there. But here you are part and parcel of the system. You are already born and you have grown there.
So if the people are part of the system and if they belong to the village, so all these new ideas can be easily brought out and can be easily implemented, right? So,
yeah, that's what. No, they may even doubt because they have not seen this new idea. So they may, but they are having common sense to understand. Fantastic, very good. If this works all right, that sort of reaction will be there. So then you have to work in such a way that you have to prove it. You have to make it happen in the community, and once the community see the benefit, naturally they will come forward.
So, actually, what are the powers that these Gram Panchayats usually have? What kind of decisions that it can take, and from where its funding comes in?
Yeah, as per the constitution, the Gram Panchayat is a local self-government. It's not even local government. It's a local self-government as per the constitution. But unfortunately, in reality, it is not allowed to function like that, because the overall other level politician, maybe state politics, ministers or the MLAs or even the bureaucrats, they were enjoying the power and they were exploiting, or they were even ruling with the power on the people. So they may not like it. They are not liking it. That's a fact. So, but the interesting thing is, with the village community, with the available power, you have to get in and you have to start demonstrating one by one. Then even you can even go to court when the power is there as per the constitution, but you are not allowed to work. Then go to a court, or even sit in the Gram Sabha, call the press and sit for a satyagraha like that. Then slowly you can we would have, but unfortunately that does not happen because the village people are poor. The Gram Panchayat system, the sarpanches, the pradhans who are getting elected, they also mostly they belong to the political category. They get in tie with the higher level politics, maybe MLAs, MPs like that. So they have not really made this as reflected the real change. That's why the whole country, even after passing about 18, 19 years, and the Gram Panchayats are not really demonstrating as a local self-governments, but except Kerala and some places. In my village, I was very sure and I was going ahead and I was facing problems. I was going to courts, or I was with the Gram Sabha, with the people, that we put dharnas or we put, satyagragas. Like that, one by one we evolved.
Okay. So, how many times do you usually have this Gram Sabha where people will come and try to, take part in the local governance? As you rightly said, Gram Panchayat is nothing but the self-governance of the people at the village level. So, what will be the usual interest of the people to take part in it, and how successfully these Gram Sabhas do run?
Actually, as per the constitution, at least twice in a year the Gram Sabha should be convened, but there is no limitation. Even every month you can call a Gram Sabha, or every issue you can call the people and call the Gram Sabha. There is no limitation. But it is not happening. The panchayats are not doing it. So government made it a mandate that at least 4 times in a year, all these close holidays, January 26, August 15, October 2nd, May 1. Yeah. All these 4 days are compulsory. The whole country, the Gram Sabha should be conducted. But unfortunately, my thing is that's where the bureaucratic system, that's where the state level politics, it's coming in. It's directing the people to call the Gram Sabha. Unfortunately, if the people are good and the community is so vibrant, and that could have maintained any number of Gram Sabha they can make.
Friends, NRI Samay is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. If you have any interesting episode you would like NRI Samay to cover, we will be happy to do so. NRI Samay would also like to encourage amateur journalists who have a flair for highlighting current events. You can be part of our citizen journalist team. You could cover an important event, interview victims of an atrocity, or document an inspirational story. The idea is to have a mix of experience throughout all parts of the world, preferably supported by an audio or a video clip of your story to be aired, which will be the curtain raiser. You can also submit your opinion articles on important topics to NRI Samay. We will be happy to put it on nrisamay.com in the opinion section. All your work will be credited only to you. And if you're interested, please send an email to nrisamay@gmail.com.
Okay. So, for example, in your village, so what will be the usual attendance for this Gram Sabhas? How actively they take part in the decision making?
It depends upon the issue. So in this Gram Sabha, suppose we are going to discuss a very common issue like ration shop, or even some deepening a pond or whatever. That's a very normal thing. Okay, let them take a decision. I will do something. So there may not be much participation. A new scheme like you are going to start a high school in the village, and you are going to take over some land for that purpose. So in that case, a lot of people, they will be interested to see, oh, high school is coming and I have to know what is it. Some people will say, oh, the panchayat is going to take over some land. Whose land is going to take over? So that sort of thrill will be there, and more attendance will be there, more discussion will be there. So depending upon the issue. And the interesting thing is, Gram Sabha was not, it has not become successful because the panchayat has not delivered the thing. If panchayat is one by one, say this Gram Sabha people are attending and they put some expectation and they put some demand. And next Gram Sabha, before next 3-4 months time, if the previous one, the resolutions are passed and that is getting implemented, the people will get interest. Oh, yeah, I have to go there, then only a lot of things are happening. If that is not delivered there, then they will feel, oh, last time when I went, nothing had happened. They keep on pass resolutions. They will not do something. That sort of tiredness will be there.
So, is this Gram Sabhas are more of an executive decision makings, or even do they have like funds where they can, where they can decide what they can do with those funds?
Yeah, in fact, right saying and right speaking, the entire panchayat expenditure, it may be beyond the routine things like street lights or routine maintenance, water supply like that. Rest of the thing, any new things the panchayat has to spend, it has to get past the resolution in the Gram Sabha. The Gram Sabha is the auditing authority. Gram Sabha, once it is audited or vetted in the Gram Sabha, then only it will have its own mandate.
So, this is more of a decentralization of the power or empowering the people. So, and another interesting model that you developed in the village was more like in making the village self-sustainable, right? Like having the local industries and trying to produce the goods that are required by the people. So, whatever is consumed by the people, the village try to produce those goods. So can you explain a little more about that model? How did it start and how it is running now? And how, like, if anyone else wants to replicate that model, what they can do?
Yeah, the interesting thing is the village, we people always, we cry the villages are poor, people are poor like that. But the reality is, village people are not poor. They are not, in the sense, they are not rich, they are not having the currencies. But they have got enormous wealth comparing with the urban people. What is the urban people having? They have some knowledge, that's all. They are qualified, they got some books and they got knowledge in their mind, that's all. But whereas in the case of village, the water is there, the ragi is there, the paddy is there, the milk is there, all the essentials for the common, mankind, that is very much available, it is produced, they are the resources in the villages. But unfortunately, we are not focusing, in the sense that the village people, they cultivate huge tomato, but only as tomato it's available in the village. But all the value addition is done by someone. Like that, the milk is available with the cows, whereas the milk processing happening in somewhere. So like that, the paddy is available in the village, but it is going out and it's going for a centralized rice processing unit. It's coming back again to the villages. So the elite section, the business community, we tactically exploit the village resources in such a way the village people, they don't know what to do with these resources. If they know how to make a ketchup out of tomato, if they know how to process the rice in a small way in a village, they know how to make a pickle, they know how to extract oil, they know how to make a soap. So naturally, then they will have its own, they will understand their strength, then the village will be the economic center. That has to come. That was the reason this country was so strong when 400 years back. But now, because of the British rule, they systematically, in the name of scaling up, they tactically, they kill the skill of villagers and they exploit it. But that is continued even till now. We have to reverse that.
So, exactly. So, if we have to revert back, so what are the steps do you think that we need to take to, bring back that situation?
So example, say if a village is producing a lot of groundnut, then groundnut is generally it's for oil extraction. One, the groundnut oil. Second is they make chakki out of like that, burfi or something. So why can't you make put a small oil expellers or oil extracting units? Then the entire the groundnut produced, let it come to these small units and let oil come. Let the value addition happens there. So naturally, the bargaining power of the villages increase. Well, you got oil. You need not worry. So if this is not available in cities, naturally there will be huge demand, and city people, they themselves will come to the village and they will bargain. So in that case, the bargaining power of the people will increase. So like that, as much possible, do the value addition within the village. And this is not new one. This was the system. Now we have to, somehow about 10, 15 generations we have forgotten because of the British thing. Now we have to revive it. That's where the IITs or scientific institutions, the well-wishers who have got a great scientific knowledge, we have to go and sit in the community, work and develop smaller packages. But generally, unfortunately, what we say, scale up. That scale-up concept, it drives the people. So you always want to scale up, so you want to maximize the profit or maximize the production system. So you want to buy from the village people. You are very carefully seeing that the village people, they are not realizing that they can make a value addition in their village. That's why, they cultivate tomato, they cultivate mango, they are totally depending on the market. The market is deciding the fate of the people.
So, and for your network village economy model, so it's more like a few villages will group up as a network and they try to, deliver the products one for other and try to, produce maximum number of goods that they will be consumed over there. And meanwhile, even they can come up with this value addition to the food products or any product. Is it the model that we have for this network village economy?
Yeah, this is what, in fact, I tried in my village. My village is a single component and which is trying to demonstrate certain things. Like my village, if there is there's again some scale, a viable scale, maybe for about 1 lakh population, it may be in about 20 villages, village panchayats in Tamil Nadu size. If they come together and some village, they are good in paddy, some villages they are good in tomato, some villages they are good in milk. So they can all concentrate in their value addition and share the products within them. And the surplus, naturally the nature has given opportunity that the village system, it produces surplus to the tune of about minimum 40 to 50%. So this 40 to 50%, it has to go to the near town. So then the value-added product will go from exported from the village to the town. The town also people will import, and certain things, that may be a machine, it may be a computer, it may be certain things which cannot be produced in the village, that could be imported from the town. So this sort of equal thing will be there. Then only I can have a stake. Like, I can argue, I can bargain. That bargaining power has to be revived.
So, do we have these network systems existing in Tamil Nadu, or were you able to implement this model with any other villages in collaboration?
Yeah, in fact, my village, unfortunately, it's very near to Chennai. It's an urban village. Okay. Though when I started, it was a typical village, and now it's very near to Chennai, and the Chennai is barging in, and Chennai is engulfing our village. It may disappear maybe in 5-10 years. But with this experience, I work in villages in other parts of the state, and I create the network of panchayats. And in the meantime, I also demonstrated variety of packages, how to oil can get, how to value add this in my own village. These techniques and technologies are going to be transferred to those villages, and I'm on the move.
Okay. So as you're discussing, we can get either oil production or we can get soap production and all those things. So, for example, if any village is interested in obtaining or, in adapting this model, what they need to do, or how they can successfully implement this? What are the characteristics that they need to have?
Yeah, first of all, that village people, the panchayat should be a very committed one. That's a major agenda. If the panchayat is not leading it, there will be a lot of groups, and it may not. There may not be focused, leading. So the main requirement is panchayat. That's why I anchor on installing or providing a good panchayat. That's a major requirement. And then the Gram Sabha is there. Then they may discuss in the Gram Sabha, how much of oil seed is cultivated. Then in that village, oil seed is not the issue. Then they may say a lot of milk producers are there. Then call the milk producers, how much of milk we can produce, or even if you try to improve, how many more cows we can produce. We can buy, and how much milk we can produce. Then what is the value addition? So then a simple dairy or small dairy, what are the products we can make? Then what are the immediate needs at the nearby places? Only the milk is there, or the ghee is there, or butter is there. It is needed. So like that, they can discuss. They have to sit, and the panchayat should lead it towards this.
Friends, NRI Samay is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. NRI Samay does not rely on corporate funding, and our shows are commercial free. We only rely on your donations. Corporate funded media is driven by the TRP rating, and profits are blurring the distinction between news and entertainment. Why do our news channels talk so much about cricket, movies, accidents, popular figures' personal lives, babies of heroines, gossips, etc., while they should be covering the struggles of people, inequality in our society, rural issues, and border security issues? Why did our media raise some corruption crusaders to the sky on one day and shut them off completely when graft charges were raised on those corporate sponsors? Media relies so much on the corporate funding and government blessings that they cannot report independently. NRI Samay is different. We don't accept funds from any corporations, and hence our shows are commercial free. We completely rely on donations from you. Please consider donating to NRI Samay, and please go to nrisamay.com and donate generously. This is the only way together that we can continue NRI Samay. All donations are kept transparent on nrisamay.com. And if you have any questions, please write to nrisamay@gmail.com.
So, and even this model looks like instead of an exclusive growth model that we have with all these scaling up methods, this model looks like more, it will give like an inclusive growth, right? So do you have any stories that you want to share with us that how this model that helped in the inclusive growth of everyone in the village and, change the village functioning, or, the life of village people?
Yeah, you may be knowing that Vidarbha is a cotton belt where the cotton growers, the farmers are committing suicide. Vidarbha is the largest suicide rate among the farmers because of the cotton. Yeah. Because the cotton is, again, it is centralized marketing, and the mills are exploiting. Even with a lot of struggle, the people grow the cotton, and they are not getting the price, or they are not getting the processing like that. Now there is a huge attempt by a team of very good people, and right from the cotton, the farmer let you grow the cotton, then cotton will come to the local center, then they will do the de-seeding and ginning, all these things in a small way. And even people, some IIT team of people, IIT and with Anna University people, they have developed a small micro spinning machines. Then that micro spinning machines, they make almost good quality yarn, and then that goes to the power loom. Then from the power loom, excellent quality of cloth is there. Then the natural dyeing is there. Then the dyed cloth is going, and it becomes even the shirt or value added the materials. So right from cotton, your dress, a chain of activity is designed and demonstrated, and that zone is picking up like anything. So hundreds and hundreds of people, they get employment apart from the farmers. The farmers, they cultivate. There are some people who are making de-seeding, who are ginning, and again, and the spinning, like that. There is a chain of and interestingly now the power requirement for all these small operations, that micro spinning mill, it needs hardly only a half HP, the 360 watts. That could be even supplemented by a solar power unit, just 400 watt. So now they are all working even without power, with the solar power, a complete Swaraj model. Like there is a God, sun God is there, there is rain God is there, people are there, we will win. Like that, there are opportunities. It's coming up.
Okay. So, I mean, even as you are mentioning, so people will be getting self-employed at the villages, and so that eventually cut down to migration, especially the urban migration. So how did you see these kind of changes that happened in your village compared to your neighboring villages, where people were affected with migration and all those things?
In my village, it's a big model. In fact, I put a lot of effort, and I became like a machine, and I involved. So a lot of education development happened. Again, my village, it cannot be taken as a model for rural, because a lot of industries, the Hyundai and big Sipcot, all the people, they have come very near to my village. So all the guys, I trained with a skill or whatever. Now everybody, in a family of 4 or 5, all the 4 or 5, they get employment. If there are 2 boys are there, one boy is getting some plumber, one boy is some welder or whatever. And he gets these 2 boys, they get about 15,000-20,000 rupees. Or then the women, they go there, they do some cleaning purpose, they stacking work, and they get like that. The joint income of the family easily about 25,000 to 30,000 rupees. It has grown. It is because of the industrial growth. So that's why. Apart from my own initiatives like village industries, I tried. So, but here the thing is that other big industries have come, that is giving opportunity. So that's why I don't want to take this as a model, because how long I can depend on Hyundai or whatever.
Yeah.
So the villages where the Hyundai is not there, that's why I told the cotton model.
Yeah.
Then dairy model. In fact, E-Road and all, plenty of animals are there. People, they produce milk. All the milk, it is purchased. It goes to a faraway place. It became Arogya milk or some other milk. Then it is coming back. So now we are trying to start mini dairies and do the value addition within these milk villages. So like that.
So how is the support from the government when you are trying to do these industries, local industries or small-scale industries? For example, if you want to set up a small dairy farm, dairy processor, it involves a cost of lakhs, right? So is government is willing to give the loan and trying to encourage these models? How is the response?
Yeah, theoretically, the government says it will help. But all are vested people, the bureaucracy and all the people, they don't respect the emotion or the knowledge or skill of the people, and they all say, they will all put no, this won't work, and you just produce the milk and the van will come. You put the van, because already they are running oven, a centralized processing unit, so they are interested to save oven. That's why in the concept of decentralization in economy, decentralizing the economic activities within the village, the larger units, maybe a massive rice mills, massive dairy processing units, massive oil extraction units, all these things, what will happen to them? Because they are totally depending on this raw material which is produced in the villages. You can't buy it from anywhere. So there will be a threat for, so that's why the vested interest, they systematically, even in my own time, 20 years time, 25 years time, small rice mills are closed. The government deliberately closed the small rice mills because they say efficiency, because a lot of inefficient system is there. So go for you can't run or you can't start a mini rice mill in the village. So it's a policy of the government. So all the people, they have shut down their small rice mills. Now the modern, big modern rice mills have come in somewhere in the hills. So the people are they made the farmers dependent on the rice mill. So the government policy, that's why here it's a business, a village community. You try to establish, but try to get. I try always to get the support of the government. I am not against government, but even if the government is nagging or pulling, you should not wait, and you should be able to. It's a business model, no? Village, you got resources, mobilize resources, go to the bank, demonstrate a viable project. That's where my role. I'm trying to demonstrate such packages in my village. So other village people will come and they see, oh, fantastic. With 8 bags of coconut kernel, you can run a unit. Maybe 6 people are getting employed. And then they get the margin. So then with this package, they will go and they will demand the bank manager to give a loan.
Okay. So for all of these things to happen, we need to have these strong gram panchayat models, and we need to have committed people in the panchayat system who can stand strong and take this forward, right? So we eventually need to stabilize this system.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a need, of course. But unfortunately, will you find such people in the villages? Because how many of the people are self-motivated, self-knowledge or something? So that's again a question, because they're all, and because as you said in the beginning, it's a political system. Panchayat is a political system. Though in Tamil Nadu case, the panchayat cannot show the color of any party, but still the panchayat fellows getting elected, they belong to some party. They are lenient to their party, and they don't want any change. So that's the unfortunate thing.
Okay. So it looks like, in recent times, there are parties such as Aam Aadmi Party and several other parties. They are trying to adapt the model of the same Swaraj through Gram Sabha or Mohalla Sabha. So do you think that is it the right kind of an approach? Are we slowly?
Yeah, in fact, with Aam Aadmi and Arvind, and they are all my close friends. We used to sit, we used to discuss, and he came to this village, and he went to various villages, and in Maharashtra, Anna Hazare village, there is a village called Hivre Bazar, Papatra Power. They are all the models where the power of Gram Sabha, how they have demonstrated. So that's why he got this idea. But though it is a faraway concept, it's looking far away, but that's the real meaning of democracy. At least, whatever the people raise a demand, which cannot be practiced, which cannot be made realized. So they naturally call the people, then the MLA or the minister, let him go there. You people, you are raising the demand. This is the difficulty. Why can't we change it? Or why can't we moderate it and, reduce it? And what is a viable or a possible way, then you arrive with the people, get the referendum, get the consensus of the people, then naturally people will realize. And in that way, a lot of messages also could be given, a lot of wrong things. Why do people unnecessarily buy those things? See, your own product is there, it's a beautiful product. So prove that in the Gram Sabha, oh, this oil is very good, this food is very good. So like that, there is an enormous possibility of making people to understand, and then the participatory growth.
Okay. So if any interested NRIs or the people who are not living in India are interested in trying to do something towards the society or paying back to the society in India, so what do you think that is the best way to contribute for these people?
Yeah, of course. Even in my own network, a lot of people like Minnesota, Ramakrishna, a lot of people, they used to come, Murthy, Sudhakar, and a lot of people. They used to go to the villages and work. But unfortunately, again, the feeling of the politics. Panchayat is a political system, so how can I go and work with them? That sort of thing is there. So that's why totally it should be a open one. We have to go, and you may not be able to find such a beautiful panchayat in all the places. Maybe there are 1 in 10 or 2 in 10, there are panchayats. Such panchayat we will find. That's where my facilitation role. I know excellent panchayat, somebody from Ramnath district, somebody from Mahabubnagar district in Andhra Pradesh, somebody in Kadapa district in Andhra Pradesh. I know some people, I know some panchayat which is doing a wonderful job. With such panchayats, these people can go and play a role. It may be a small investment, it may be technology investment, it may be manpower investment or managerial investment. So there is a lot of opportunities.
Okay, that's actually a good idea. So, do you have any special message for our listeners?
Yeah, in fact, my message is in this country we have seen that 65 or 70, say more than 65 years of our own self-rule, maybe the Bharat government, Bharat Sarkar. But the way the things are happening, it is not, we are not happy. Maybe it's a polarized growth. Maybe Delhi's are growing or the villages are not that much growing. So I used to say that I feel the villages are very strong. That is why the whole country, India, is surviving because of the villages. Because the other growth, maybe city-based growth or IT-based growth, they are always in crisis. Maybe foreign, it depends upon international world connections. Whereas the country is having food security because of the villages. So the village people are, the aspirations of the village people are small. So that's why when you go and sit with them, it is easy to fill their aspiration, and we can really make a real little contented, growth and sustainable. That's sustainable. It's not energy related. It's not too much energy related. It's not too much coal based. It's not too much petrol based. So we can arrive an excellent decentralized way of economy, and the villages will be very strong, so that that strength will be automatically reflected on the towns. We need not even depend on the outside relations. We are totally the outside. Now we are totally hijacked by the outside thing. Anything happens, my rupee collapse. Why my rupee should collapse? So that sort of concern is there. And certainly this sort of bottom-up approach, this is the way the country has to grow, and maybe the political system is changing in this country towards that Swaraj.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Elangoji, for giving us the valuable inputs on the entire decentralization system, or empowering the people through the Gram Panchayat, and about a sustainable economic model which gives the inclusive growth, and in this decentralized versions. It is really a pleasure talking to you, and thanks a lot for your time. And it has been a relentless work for all these decades, and I'm sure many more villages will try to adapt these kind of Swaraj or decentralized models to have a proper economic growth. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Friends, if you liked today's show, please go to youtube.com/NRI Samay and click on the subscribe button. You will get notified every time we publish a new show. And you can also like us on our social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Google+.